But here in the outside world, especially after last night's game, the reaction, it seems like most people back in the States are rooting for you guys to lose. And then obviously here in Canada, you have a whole country who's probably pulling for the Raptors. Do you guys feel that you guys are kind of the enemy of the series and people want to see you get knocked off the top?
Yeah, that's cool. People in the States are rooting against us because we beat all their teams. So it's all good. You're at the top. No one's ever cheering for you to stay there. People want to see you get to the top and they want to see you fall. That's just kind of the mind of the most human beings. So it's all good. But yeah, their team's sitting at home with them.
Give you guys any extra motivation, or?
No, we don't need that. We're trying to win a championship. We know what it takes to win a championship. So, we don't need to reach for extra motivation. If winning a championship isn't enough motivation for you, then you got other issues.
On the right side, Mark.
Draymond, Mark Schwartz, ESPN. Given all the circus that exists around the NBA today with social media and with the salary cap and free agency and the 24-hour news cycle, the fact that you guys are here for the 5th straight year is somehow remarkable. What is it about you guys, your group, this assemblage of people that has allowed the noise to get blocked out and for you guys to stay so connected and hungry?
Oh, I think you hit it right there. It's the people that you bring together. I think our front office has done a great job of not only finding talent, but finding guys who want to win. I think so many times there's so many other things as you hit on that comes into play. And I'm not going to sit here and say money doesn't matter or, like accolades doesn't matter. Like, who doesn't want those things? But I think what we've done a great job of is putting the number one goal ahead of all of that. And, we've been successful and we've been reaching that number one goal, and it's been paying off for everybody. It started with me in 2015. We won a championship. I got my contract, and then it went to Steph and Andre and Clay even before me and Kevin. So when you reach the number one goal, which we've been able to accomplish, all those other things then seem to take care of themselves. I think so many times you see people struggle to put those team goals ahead of their personal goals, thinking their personal goals are taking a back seat. But if you put the team goals ahead of that, it pulls your personal goals right along with it. And I think we've been able to do that.
Right side, 6th row to Brian.
Do you have a little more respect for guys like that as kind of a player in your own right who didn't come into the league as a top 5 kind of guy where everyone says going to be a star right away and have to kind of play his way into the respect he's gotten?
Absolutely. I don't necessarily think it's a different respect. I respect guys who top 5, top 10 guys in the league. And, for instance, like LeBron. LeBron came in, chosen one, King James, all these things out of high school. And he actually lived up to it. That's incredible. He probably exceeded what everyone even thought that he would be, and yet everybody thought he would be everything. And I think he possibly exceeded that. So you still respect that, but it's a different type of respect when you're talking about a guy who, like the guys who really got it out the mud. You come into this league and there's really no space for you. You're essentially someone who kind of come in and, you can be out in a year, you can be out in 2 years, you can be out in 4 years, and to gain that respect, and to, as I said before, become a guy, become one of those guys. I think especially, Siakam has done that. He's become second option on his team. Some nights the first option, like last night. But I can't say I foresaw that. I played against him last year. I had no clue he'd beat this guy this year. But he spent a lot of time in the gym and it's paying off in his game. So it's a different respect for guys like that. Not that I don't respect other guys who's up there. She's got a different appreciation for him.
Left side, 4th row.
Athletic. Obviously, Kevin's, whether he's physically ready is up in the air, don't know. But do you see him, he's around the team now out here, do you see him mentally kind of getting prepared? Do you see him mentally moving closer to returning?
Yeah, you just see him kind of inching closer back to the team. And I think so much has been made of Kevin because of what lies ahead for him. Is that, oh, he's not with the team, he's not around, he's not a part of it. Shit, in December or November or whatever months I was out, I wasn't around the team either. And Tom Steph was missed, he wasn't around the team either. That's just kind of how the cookie crumbles. You're on your own schedule, you're rehabbing, you're doing all these different things to get back. And so now, you kind of see him around the team more. All of a sudden he's on the bus to shoot around or to practice. Like, once you start to get closer, you start to kind of move back into a normal schedule. And so you're starting to see him, hear his voice more. You start to hear him coming up with adjustments, him before the game, giving his input. But, that's kind of just the natural build-up when you're going through an injury.
Left front row, go ahead, Tim.
Tim Reynolds with the AP. Draymond, it's been a long time since you guys woke up down 0-1 in a series, obviously, but you were down a couple of times. And draw upon those experiences now, or do you just figure out, not think of it that way, and just figure out how to win Sunday?
I think each series is different. Like you said, those was a little while ago, so it's a different feel. You never lose that experience. You can always look back on it, and it's more about how you felt. What was your mindset then? But it's impossible to be the same because it's a completely different team. So, although some of us may have that experience, others on our team have not had that experience. So you can always look back and kind of, recall those feelings that you had, but it's a different situation. Each series presents its challenges as this one does, and it's on us to figure those challenges out and then do what we need to do to, exceed those.
Sixth row in the middle, Draymond.
Probably the town BSO. Just your personal opinion on Draymond after a game, especially an NBA Finals game. Do you think it happened on the basketball court? Leave the other stuff for social media. And if those questions do come up, like the question with Drake, how would you prefer those questions to be framed?
People can ask what they want. I think at the end of the day, it's on us whether we want to answer it or not. So yeah, it really don't bother me. As Drake talking on the sideline, I think so many people make a big deal out of it. It is what it is. He a fan, he talk, and it gets more attention because he's Drake. So many people have complained about it, you don't let any other fan do that. Yeah, any other fan is not Drake, so they probably shouldn't be able to do that. That's just kind of how the cookie crumbles. He's worked his ass off to be who he is, and when you do that, I think we all know when you do that, you get more leash than others. So I think there's so much talk and the NBA needs us. No, they don't. He worked to be who he is. You should get more leash, but I don't mind it. It's fun for me. So yeah, it is what it is. I don't really care what people ask.
ABC 7 Sports. Before Game 1, Andre said that the Raptors obviously have a lot of deer out there. We saw that transition in Siakam's speed as well. Team-wise, how does their speed compare to other playoff series that the Warriors have been in?
They definitely have a lot of speed. I think we've definitely, come across the teams with a lot of speed, but we have to, we've seen it now, so we know, you can hear about it all you want. Our coach staff has preached about it. Since we found out we're playing the transition defense is different once you see it and you feel it. And so, now that we got a feel for it, we know how to adjust. We know how important that it is. And it's on us to then make the effort. All transition defense is effort and communication. So it's on us to make sure we make that effort in getting back and getting our defense set and communicating, who has ball, who's picking up the shooters. They're very fast. A little faster than it even looks on tape, that's for sure.
Right hand side.
Hey, Draymond, Phil Barber, Santa Rosa Press Democrat. What did you think about DeMarcus's minutes last night, and do you think that the expectations outside might have been a little too high about just how he could move and how long he could give good minutes just coming back from an injury like that?
I'm not sure what the expectations were. but I thought his minutes was good. I thought he made great passes when he got to the free throw line. And I thought he was solid on the defensive end. It's his first time essentially playing in, a month and a half, something like that. So, I don't know how much you really can expect, especially, that game was fast. And, some people may try to say, oh, DeMarcus struggled with the speed. Well, DeMarcus struggled with the speed, so did I. And so did Steph. And every other one of us. So, I don't think there was no difference in him than any of the rest of us. We struggled with their speed last night, and it's something that we all have to be more aware of. But overall, I thought he gave us really good minutes.
Haven't played a whole lot. Does it wind up being more about adjusting to what they're doing or making adjustments just to the way you're approaching them?
I think it's a little bit of both, because I think some of the challenges they presented for us last night was on them. You got to get our defense some credit, and some of it we can do a lot better in executing. Some shots we missed. Some plays we didn't make them last night. So you got to give them some credit, but I think there's also some adjustments that we can make amongst ourselves and what we're doing in our execution to be better.
Front row on the right side,
Michael Pina, SB Nation. Draymond, your three-point rate has been dramatically down in this postseason compared to previous playoff runs. I was wondering if you could just explain why that is and the impact that it's had on you and on the team's offense.
It's been down because I've just been getting to the hole. So, if I can get to the hole, that's a better shot for me. In saying that, I don't think much of it. If I got a three-point shot and I got a lane, I'm gonna take that lane and get to the basket.
Start with you defensively. Where do you go from there with that?
I got to be more aggressive on the defense side of the ball. I think the aggressiveness starts with me, and then everybody else will follow that. If I'm on my heels, everyone else is on their heels, and I think that was kind of the story of last night. I started the game not as aggressive as I could be on that side of the ball, and it showed in our team defense.
To follow up on that, over the years, you and a lot of other guys on the team have been very self-accountable. I was wondering, from your perspective, why do you think that is important to have on this team?
Well, I think, we're champions. We understand what it takes. We know what each of us are capable of, and, we hold ourselves to a higher standard than most people. I think people hold us to a higher standard, but we hold ourselves to an even higher standard. So when we feel we're falling short of that, we're not afraid to say it. And I think that's important in a championship culture, to be able to self-regulate. You don't always need the coach to tell you something. You don't always need the teammate to tell you something. You got to know that within yourself, and you present that, and you do something about it.
Kind of a career moment this is, that he has reached an NBA Finals. Some guys don't get to taste that in their career, especially when he overcame 2 long-term injuries with the Achilles and the quad.
I think, it's a great moment. It's his first playoffs, and he's playing the NBA Finals. It's a special moment, but, especially with everything that he's battled back from. Like you said, the Achilles a little over a year ago, and then suffering the quad injury, 6 weeks ago, whatever it was. It's special. A special moment for him, a special moment for us seeing him out there. It'll be even more special if we can win the series and he get a ring and we all get a ring. So, that's what it's all about. I don't really think any of us are playing just to say we made it to the finals. Losing in the finals is no fun. You lost all your summer to walk away with nothing. So, we want to win.
Thank you, Draymond. Steve Kerr will be next.